Alrighty guys, we are back, round 5, the last one of the Swiss. And what a matchup we've got for you here. Jacob Bond on the left with Earthwater Rydia, 8 forwards in the entire deck. And Nia on the right playing Knights. So kind of an aggro versus, sort of stall deck almost.
Yeah, but a very interesting mix. It's nice to see, nice that we've had all different decks on today as well so far, which is always good for the players at home to see.
Yeah, kind of wish I'd asked what the scores were before we got on with this, but okay, so big shout out for our local surf and Paul McAvoy. And thank you, Victor, for joining us. I know you're probably not here to have me thank you for leaving us, but guys, thank you again for sticking around with us all day. We are here still for best of 3 top cut. And we are officially underway. The round is
begins. Didn't quite catch who won the dice roll, but
No.
It all will become apparent very soon.
Yeah, exactly. Now, again, guys, do check us out on our YouTube. All the votes will be there. And next to mention Hobbies, Media and Games. And please give us a share, like, and subscribe. God, I never thought I'd ever hear myself saying that so frequently.
You say it well, my man.
Yeah, I practiced it enough. So, yeah, you can start, by the way. I wasn't sure if they were waiting for a thumbs up, but the time is underway.
No permission needed from us.
Yeah.
Okay, and it looks like Nia's on the play now, so we're just gonna see how that all pans out.
And for when you're listening back to these, Paul, for the editing, sorry, I forgot to stop and start recordings. They've just been recording for the last hour and a half. Good luck.
Have fun sifting through the dead footage. Just want to give a quick shout out to Nia. If you are friends with her on Facebook, she is currently doing a charity swim. Over the next 12 weeks or over a 12-week period, she is attempting to swim the equivalent length of the British Channel for charity. Very noble cause, very cool thing to do, and we wish her all the success in that.
Yeah, absolutely. And she is starting off with a simple Sarah into an Edgar.
Lovely stuff, nothing complicated, just hoping that there's a nice 2-drop, maybe backup just to curve into, just to get those things going down straight away.
Yeah, exactly that. So, not sure much what else we can expect from Nia other than Kurilla, Ramza, and a butt ton of Knights.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm wondering if she is playing the sort of ice thing, so I think it'd be daft not to play Laswell at the moment.
I think I see a Charlotte in hand.
Yeah, so it looks like it. But the interesting deck here is definitely Jacob's.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically living and dying with the Opus 15 2-cost Rydia Legend. Build up some tokens on it and cast a bunch of summons.
For a grand total of nothing.
Yeah, and basically his list of summons here is he's got Kusith, Anima, Titan, Mist Dragon, Amaterasu, Mind Flayer at 2 as well.
What a fun card.
Yeah, Bahamut from Opus 17 and a one-off Opus 14 Leviathan as well.
Okay.
So, interesting stuff. And this deck has been something you kind of came up with on the fly that they all sort of worked together on a call to build. And it's been interesting. Like, it's crazy good. But here we go. There is the namesake, Rydia, hitting the board. Straight away getting 2 counters.
Not quite 6, Jacob. You do need to put the dice down correctly, but we are going to give you the benefit of the doubt because we know that you're going to be playing at least one Cecil. Yep, cool. 4 counters, pass. It's pretty much every summon bar 6CP Leviathan now potentially active.
Yeah. Now the crazy thing is that the Anima's really nice for hitting certain targets, but you are going to give your opponent a draw. But you're going to also have to deal with this Charlotte first because she has to be targeted, and that is off of the back of the Edgar.
Okay, and then we're going to go into Beatrix as well, just to buff Charlotte, even though there's no chance of attacking. And I think just getting a presence of forwards down. Oh, and Jacob responding with an Amaterasu on Beatrix's plus 2k to everybody effect.
And I mean, if you can cast it for free, why wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
You're not targeting the Charlotte there either.
Oh, no.
That's going after the ability. So, I mean, he's just pulled a Cryle, and that Cryle gives the summon back, right?
He does. Or a Cat 5.
Oh, that could be pretty mean. Because that's definitely going to slow Nia down. But he's also got the Une that he kind of wants to play. He can't really give up forwards in this deck.
That's right. He's got another Ami in hand as well, which is absolutely worth holding on to just to curb any more of Nia's potential plays.
Yeah. And I think knowing now that Nia sees the Rydia and what it can do, I don't think she can ever Ramza by paying with Corilla.
Okay.
So.
Wow, and we're getting another Amaterasu back just to give Nia that false sense of insecurity, thinking that there's only one Amaterasu to deal with, when in fact there are two.
Yeah, exactly.
Jacob playing the long game here.
Numbers on the side for Nia here, so we've got just Kukulane and Amaterasu at 3 each for her summons.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got a very wide sort of options in her LB deck. Zac, Surges, Leo, Victoria and Tidus. And Victoria and Tidus are just at 1 apiece.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting, certainly.
That's right. You do have access to the ice cards.
Yeah. It does feel like Jacob could be in a really commanding position just with Rydia alone.
That's right, yeah. It's just crazy how powerful an Opus 15 Legend can still be.
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking at you, Palom and Param as well, but...
But the issue is, though, it's not something that you can ever block with, and I think you could quite easily run in with the Charlotte. But this deck is bound to be playing a lot of the experts, do you think, right?
Certainly is.
Yeah, absolutely. But we shall see what the craziness will follow.
So, Nia eyeing up a limit break now. Maybe just a Leo draw. I mean, there's nothing... It'd be nice if Nia could have access to Cloud, a very clean answer to Rydia. She can't, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's very true, because not in the LB, and she doesn't have access to the Lightning CP. And
can't have it all, I'm afraid.
Straight break is definitely the way, and there is a Corilla, and we're going to Ami that right off the bat. Now, I think Nia should be awfully suspicious, because I'm pretty sure you originally used a full Amaterasu.
Oh no, that would be very good attention-keeping skills from Nia if she did notice that discrepancy.
Okay, but I do see that he's just now pulled a Anima.
Okay.
As well, so he can cast that anytime he wants. And there's Luca, I believe, as well, just to pop up those 4 counters. I see as though you get to use the Rydia effect once per turn. I'm surprised he didn't anima the... Oh, there's the other... Oh, so it wasn't a full Amaterasu.
Yep, Gawain just going away.
That one I like. Can we get that on a t-shirt, please? Because that's fantastic. Yeah, this thing did not last long, but Nia still able to go in.
Yep, still pushing through with big damage forwards. I mean, Jacob, offering the trade with Charlotte, why not?
And then another Anima going to break. This is why I'm surprised he didn't remove something. I know he would have to get rid of the Charlotte first, but I mean, removing it from the game isn't terrible.
Okay, and there is a Ramza on damage 1 for Nia.
That could be pretty big.
Yeah, you don't want to see that there.
No. So, most of the forwards in this deck for Jacob definitely seem to fall under the LB category.
Yeah, well, I think he's got just as many... Well, yeah, he's got 8 forwards and 8 LB cards.
Yeah. So a total of 16 forwards in the entire deck. And we are going to get a Titan. Wow, that is interesting to see.
Yeah, getting rid of that Charlotte purely because we have to.
Yeah.
Now Jacob's sitting on probably that Anima in hand before Corilla can get an attack off.
I'm not sure how that interaction works with Rydia in that Titan, because the Titan says you can only cast it by paying the cost, right? With Earth CP.
But you can only pay with Earth CP, but you're not paying CP, you are casting it based on its cost. So we're going into Lastwell.
Amaterasu again?
It would be nice. Would be a clean answer, but we're just going to have to see how that goes. So yeah, we're going to Dull Freeze the Leo.
Yeah.
I suppose. I mean, you're going to want to attack with that if you're Jacob first. Try and keep that Rydia safe. And then we're going to go and take a damage from Corilla. hitting Leonora. Oh, lovely. So, yeah, we're going to get that. Backup Param? Okay.
Yeah.
I
think,
suppose not running the forwards.
Yeah, it's another Cat 4. It allows him to draw some cards as well. So I think I'd like to say that the summon, the legend one is likely a little bit too expensive or too prone in this type of deck. He needs something that just gets him the summons or gets him card advantage, basically.
That's right. Titan popping off the last well there because even though it ended, another knight did attack, so there is that risk of discards and another last well in damage.
It looks like Jacob is hitting just all of the right type of damage so far.
Oh, wow.
There is this Mind Flayer.
Free Mind Flayer. Who needs to put forwards in your deck when you can probably choose from your opponents?
Yeah, and this is probably a great matchup for Jacob here because he can just
play Beatrix for free.
Yeah. I would be interested to see what that other card was, though.
I think it was Cuchulainn, which isn't really that useful in this context. I mean, you'd probably get a free body, if anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Worst case scenario, you are just denying your opponent access to 2 cards.
Okay, so we're going Kolka. Now, what do we search here? Is it the Une, perhaps?
It's surely... Well, I think Une is the only valid target, so yeah.
Absolutely, and that is what it is. I'm surprised he hasn't gone with a Siren yet. I know he hasn't seen it, but that is the other...
tech piece.
Yeah. I say tech piece. It isn't a 3. But basically it is just to obviously protect the board. The likelihood of him hitting anything other than a forward is so high in this deck that it just protects from all of those effects. So I think Jacob just sitting real pretty at the moment.
No need to rush, no need to overextend. Okay, yeah, so we are going to Rydia, Cuchulainn Rydia. She is now vulnerable. In response, Jacob is going to Titan
Steel 9 again. Oh.
Just before the effects disappear.
Might as well get your use out of it while you can.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And I will say, I'm glad to see Jacob using this Titan. Is one of my favourite cards from Earth, from Opus 21. Mm-hmm. So managed to get mine in full art. So.
Nicely played. Okay. We're going to go in with Garland.
Yeah, guessing to try and get the Gorilla back here.
So, I mean, Jacob still has to deal a couple of turns worth of damage in order to win this game. And one of the negative side effects of running so few forwards.
But
again, getting back Gorilla?
He's still got that Anima in hand though, and that's a lot of removal.
That's
and
right.
he could, in theory, take Nia to 5 here. I mean, he has got a lot of options to him now. 4 backups, stealing your opponent's forwards. Nia just playing that new Garland.
Looks like Jacob going in for the Une.
I don't blame him. You can start kind of getting your cards back, and you might as well start with maybe a Mist Dragon. Or a Mind Flayer, actually, sorry. Mind Flayer would be funny.
So, wow. Jacob completely emptying Nia's board now.
Yeah.
Cuchulainn, remove...
Abilities. That means you can play Gorilla next turn at least, without having to pay the backup. What happened to her other backup? Didn't she have 2?
She might have cracked the Edgar to play something out.
Sure, potentially. So Nia going to 5, and it's another Ramza hit in the damage. I think Nia is in trouble here. I think this is all she wrote. Jacob putting on an absolute show with this 2-drop Rydia.
Nia looking at that Larsa in hand, wondering if she can survive just one more turn, get the big Ramza out, maybe get a Gorilla off that and maybe get a board. But
I mean, she'd have to hit something pretty spectacular just to try and get back into this. She's staring down lethal, and she does have the Gorilla, but you did hope to hit another last well. Is she running 3?
Okay, so we're going straight into Gorilla.
Where's her last well? She is running 3 last well, so there is the option to potentially hit that. That could be a way in. So, Ophelia, there's a Gawain. There's a last well.
There's last well number 3, yeah.
And a Steiner. And the third Rams are going to the bottom, though.
Laswell first, then Steiner for a double dull freeze, right?
Yeah. That might slow the time. So this Steiner is an interesting one because it doesn't give a bounce or something crazy like that.
I think you can bounce forward of 3. Yeah, bounce forward of 3 or less, or buff your board.
Bouncing the Rydia could be pretty big for Nia.
I think so. Just resetting those counters, getting the start again.
Especially since we know that Une's there, tapping and getting any of those summons back is basically a death sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, you pick the Laswell and you pick the Steiner.
Yeah, get that double dull freeze, stem the bleeding.
Yeah, and you dull freeze the Une, you dull freeze the Leo because you don't want him to play another one, and you bounce the Rydia. And that's going to be slowing Jacob down quite a bit. Oh, she's going with a dull freeze on that instead. I don't think that was quite the right choices. I don't mind the Une choice, but he cannot activate it in response yet.
No, that's right.
Oh, that's a very good point. She can bounce her own Beatrix to hand. Well called there, Solar Synthesis. That's a very good point. I still would have been inclined to bounce the Rydia because those summons are going to be pretty nasty.
Okay, so we're playing Garland now, getting the dull freeze off yet again.
Yeah.
Garland fetching back something. Fetching back Beatrix, okay.
Yeah, don't blame that as a choice. So again, though, I still would have liked to have seen that Rydia go back to hand. I think that was Nia's way back in if she did that.
I mean, Jacob now, if he cannot change this board state whatsoever, is going to be dead next turn.
Well, he still does have Anima in hand.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, that's... Yeah, no, I did forget about that. That's okay.
Yeah,
but,
that is exactly why the Rydia going would have been the way to see this through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I suppose turning a bounce into getting rid of your opponent's forward and adding one back to hand feels nice.
Yeah. So, Jacob, don't forget Jacob still has a lot of his LB cards available as well.
Yeah, most of them, in fact.
And again, what's he got in his? He's got Matt, Shantata, which is pointless. He does run Cloud, but he doesn't have the colour fixing right now. And also Victoria, sorry. I was going to say Vincent. His handwriting's abysmal. But
luckily, he plays better than he writes.
Yeah, so... Okay, so going in with an Echidna.
Okay. Echidna getting back something. We're going for Titan.
Yeah, there's a kill on board already then. And I think he's got the CP to be able to hard cast the Anima if he needs to. So what you targeting here? I think you could kind of go after the Laswell. Yeah. So another Titan gets rid of Laswell. We are not going to be able to end this if we're in Jacob's position, though, because we're still tapped down.
That's right. Mia doing a very good job bringing this game back. Not making it simple for Jacob.
Yeah. He's got Tomberry in hand as well. But
he's already tapped the water CP for Echidna, so he is going to have to overpay for that. Oh, we are paying 4 for a Mart.
Okay. So we're just got an extra blocker here.
Yeah, I think just making sure that there are enough blockers so that Jacob doesn't immediately die to a haste.
Yeah, but then again, though... Oh, and
there's Tomberry.
I'm so very shocked that he's not using this Anima that he's had since nearly the start of the game.
I think he's just waiting for the exact right moment to do it. I mean, we know Rams is not coming down this turn.
The issue is, though, now he cannot cast it. Because it costs 3, he doesn't have Una. So I'm guessing that his options here might be... Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, you got Rydia. Point at the obvious there, Paul, thanks for that. But so the synthesis also saying the most bizarre mat in history. I mean, to be honest, the 6-drop one as a Monk's Lover is still the most bizarre mat in history.
I think he's referring to the fact that just playing mat for seemingly no reason, but I guess just getting blockers out at this stage is critical. You don't want to make a mistake. You'd rather be overcautious than undercautious at this stage.
Yeah, I think Jacob's just securing against the last well, but that was the third last well to go. And I do believe, though, the Tomberry and the Echidna would have been enough because you've got a random card in hand and you've also got the Animus. You can make them forwards. So, just going to deal 5 off of the back. And also a big thumbs up to the lovely old man that sat down at our table asking if he could sit there. Of course you can.
What a polite gentleman.
I know, right? But, yeah, so if you do hear a random thanks, gents, that was to us because we let him sit there. Not that we would have cared.
We don't own the table either, so he could have sat there if he liked.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so...
Yeah, I kind of agree with Paul in chat there. The Echidna and the Tomberry feels like it would have been enough. I don't think he needed to pay the 4 for that mat. Seems like wasted CP there.
Yeah.
But again, we do know he has 1 summon in hand and 1 mystery card. So at the very least he can activate both of them or kill something. But yeah, now going digging into her own LB deck. Has she even got any CP to play anything? I don't think she does. She's only got, I believe, 1 card left in hand. So she is going to have a hell of a time casting anything there. But she is going to try and attack with the Styler. This could be interesting. Do you take the block with Matt and potentially play it next turn so you can Brave attack, is the question. But no, he's just going to take it and he hits a Tyro.
Tyro EX.
He's never punished. Never punished.
There we go. There is the other forward in his deck. Third and final unique forward in the main deck, Siren. Which,
although I don't think he really needs it at this point.
No, but it's nice to have, I suppose, isn't it? But okay, let's have a look.
The only thing that you've got.
What else Nia could be doing?
I think Nia, you just got to pass there because you can't really risk taking any more attacks.
No, that's right.
Oh, but she's trying it.
Maybe Nia's conscious of tiebreakers.
Yeah, perhaps.
I mean, they could both very well be on 2 wins.
I think, to be honest, I think Nia is 3-1 now that I think about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this could, maybe she is...
This could be the difference between top cut or not with that extra damage at this stage.
Yeah, exactly. Again, sorry guys, we do not know what Jacob is on for his score, and it is, I believe, Nia on 3-1 from our conversations earlier, but I could be wrong, so I do apologise.
Oh, there we go, and a free cast Leviathan.
No.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Make Tomberry forwards, yeah.
Make Tomberry forward and block.
Now we're going to cast this Anima. Anima going to remove Galen from the game, but Nia does get to draw. Yeah.
Yep, draw a card.
I do love this card. Anima is absolutely
really powerful.
I need to get me a 3rd foil, that's for sure. Yep, Jacob in fact does say no. Completely agree. He is very much in command here, and I think that's probably all we said. So Nia, if it is 3-1, is going to be going with 3-2 and 4 points of damage for this. There's the Siren just to protect the board. Feel like it's damage done. No, I think we're over here.
That's absolutely right. Okay, so Une effect.
Let's get something back. It can be literally anything. And oh, come on, Jacob. Stop
Jacob.
playing with your food. This is just cruel. Can we boo this man? Boo this man. Oh, there's a Charlotte as well. As if to make it worse. Stop playing with your food. I mean, he could have just, I don't know, maybe cast an Anima that he could have got back, or he could have done literally anything else. Yeah, thank you, Solar Synthesis. Boo this man. But he played it well. He does win the game, just in a very cruel and roundabout way to do it. So, guys, there is 6 minutes on the clock for this round. So we will do a quick be right back. We'll get Jacob over, have a chat with him, and then we will be taking a short break for top cuts to be done. So bear with us. Scooted over. Guys, we're back.
Look who it is.
Yeah, look at this cruel
It's look who it
man.
is.
Like, he's even wearing black, and he just looks like a criminal, don't he?
Is it my villain up? What can I say?
Well, you definitely took the long road on the last turn there, playing with your food a bit.
I wanted to hit something cool with a Mind Flayer, that was all. When was the last time you saw that card in the sleeve? Like, you might as well get a use out of it when you can, you know?
You already played it once this game, though. Is that not enough for you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Correct.
an interesting deck for you: 8 forwards and 8 LB forwards. How did this come about? Explain to the people.
Like all good decks, about 2 a.m, sleep deprived. I've
Slightly drunk.
very drunk. And yeah, anyone here can tell you I've been really struggling with deck building for the set for a while now. I think it's quite a healthy format in that there's a lot of different decks available that there is to play, but none of them I really necessarily vibe with. I feel like Earth is in quite a weak state at the moment. And so, yeah, after just, at the point where I was just brute forcing decks, I saw Siren and was like, why not? What's the worst that could happen? I play test it once and never again, which is honestly what I expected. I put the deck together and was like, this looks really stupid, I'm never going to play this, and then played it, and it was actually not too bad.
It does seem scarily consistent, to be fair.
You know what? For how little consistency there is actually in the deck, it can be. Because obviously, where you're heavily relying on Rydia and Siren, or ironically, didn't see Siren that game.
Yeah,
Great way
until the end, and still played it, and
great way to showcase the Siren deck by not playing a Siren. But obviously, Rydia is the powerhouse of the deck because, everyone's saying at the moment, which I completely agree with, if you're not playing Amaterasus and Mist Dragons in your decks, then you're doing something wrong, or there's a very good reason to not. So I was like, well, just play them both, 3 of each, and as you saw in that game, Amaterasu turns out pretty good, especially when you don't have to pay fire for it or any CP at all.
It was quite spicy when you had Amaterasu in hand already, and then you searched another one just to give Nia that no chance whatsoever.
But I kind of was like, I was the kid in the good at back, and I was like, so she was literally there like, I can't play any card because it's not going to do anything. But it was like, at the same time, it's like, when she does, because eventually she does have to commit to getting that Amaterasu out of my hand.
Yeah.
And then I was like, another one, mate,
So now the question becomes, you're 3-2, right?
Yeah, 3-2.
Are you going to Jacob's place?
Oh, you better believe it. Bet your bottom dollar.
Yeah, so for you guys at home, Jacob has the unfortunate luck of always coming one place outside the top cut. And how have your tiebreakers been then?
I'm not sure, because my first...
Who did you lose against?
I lost to Sammy, who I think has done pretty well.
I think he's 3-2.
Possibly,
He did okay anyway. And my second loss was to somebody of no importance, apparently, because they're not coming to mind.
Is anyone other than yourself ever important to you? Or?
Occasionally.
Did you play Jenny?
I did play Jenny round 1.
Was that your win or loss?
That was 7-6 to me. It was a tight one.
So really, you just from what we know so far, your tiebreakers may not be the best to carry them.
It was Connor playing Ice Earth. That's it.
And you lost a Connor.
Yeah. But I don't know how Connor's done for the rest of it.
I think he's also 3-2.
Yeah, tiebreakers are kind of middle of the road, so yeah, looking like a Jacob's place, I feel.
At the very least, you are pretty much in Miss Dragon's place.
Yeah.
So that's
the
valid.
important thing. Yeah, absolutely. I'm very much looking forward to that.
So,
and it will go straight in my deck as well, which I think is a good thing.
Dang right.
So back to the deck as is at the moment. Any changes that you're looking at, or is it set in stone as is? Will you continue to play it as well?
So the deck honestly hasn't changed much, but the changes have been very important. The very first change I made was originally I was running 6 of the EX Burst Leviathan, the 6-drop. And very... Huh?
You said 6 of the
3 of
6.
the 6
Yeah, you go.
3 of the 6-drop. But very quickly realised that actually, because I don't run that many forwards in the deck, it wasn't often getting me double value. Like, it was... Yeah, sure, I could bounce something occasionally. But outside of that, it's supposed to be the big boom double value EX burst, but I hit it quite a few times on the first time I played it. I was like, it's not doing much. And I was playing some more, and it was like, what am I really struggling with? And it's like actually mass remove, because I can usually kill one thing a turn if I'm set up with the Titans, with the Animas. It's fine. And then looking through, because the whole point of Rydia is she gets to 4 counters. I know that a lot of the decks go to 6 counters where you want to play the is it not the Sildra? Is it Sildra?
You mean Remora?
Remora,
Yeah.
that's the one,
Remora, yeah.
Remora. So you want to get to Remora, but the reason why that can so consistently get to 6 counters is because of the Earth Cecil that you can pay Earth Water for, immediately flip into the other Cecil, boom, you've got 6 counters. And obviously I don't have that space for forwards in the deck. So 6 CP summons were kind of out of the question. But the 4-drop Bahamut has been pulling its weight. This is the one where it deals 10k damage you can split across 2 different forwards. On damage 5 it becomes 15k power. And late game, if you have an Une out and you're dealing 15k damage for free every single turn, you'll just, you'll wear him out so bad. I made a very, very last minute change this morning where I went Une up to 2.
Okay.
And I also put Tross up to 2 as well. Because, Une, I was really hoping I didn't have to put my forward count up, but Une is just too good. Une is absolutely phenomenal. And again, my problem with Une is I was looking at it thinking, it's one of those things where the bounce is nice, but you're never guaranteed to get the recursion back, which is what you want. But then with Siren, it's kind of got that protection where actually it's really hard to kill this Une once I have that and Siren down on the board. So one of my games earlier, I didn't see Rydia, but I just had Siren and Une down, and I was just getting infinite card value every single turn. So it's actually, pulling its weight. And then the Tross, it's good. It's another forward that's not a forward, so it doesn't whiff off of Siren. And there's a few niche things where it helps out with, especially Soirees. Somebody here is playing Soirees, the bastard.
A lot of them are.
And it's just when someone has Madame Adele and Lexa down, I can't touch them because I can't use summons. But the one game when I played against that guy, the one game I won, I had Tross down, and every single time was like bounce, then a summon, it just turned out to be really good. Other than that, I'm not. Yeah, the deck is very snug and doesn't have a whole lot of wiggle room or a lot of else, but. Definitely, going to test it and see if there's any. The meta's going to evolve, of course. So we'll see what else happens.
Well, that being said, guys, we are now going to go to be right back. We'll be gone for about half an hour, I believe, so we're going to have a short break.
Yeah, we're aiming to start Top Cut at 3 p.m, so please tune back in then.
Yeah. And in the meantime, Jacob, good luck on not getting Jacob from this.
Guys,
We will be right back.
Nice job.